Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Love and Pain Podcast, where the Love Doctor and I talk about relationships, love, and everything in between. I'm your resident single lady advisor, Pain, who's an experienced single lady on a quest for balance. And this is Love Doctor. Take it away, Chuck.
What's happening, everybody? I hope everybody had a great weekend. Man, I was just thinking about some things this weekend, and I realized that being single is a mentality. It's all on how you process information and how you process people overall. And what I see a lot is a lot of people hustling backwards. You know what I'm saying? I've seen this so many times. Like, there was this situation to where, like, people close to me, like, I'm put it out there, my mom's, like, she had a dude that was coming by. He was fixing her car. I remember he fixed my flywheel on my car and everything. And, and she found a reason not to like the guy. She was hustling backwards. Her reason was he liked to go to the white grocery stores and she wanted to go to the black one. So she complained like he want to go to the white grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Are you serious, Mom? Seriously? You know what I'm saying? And it's like we find ways. It's a mentality, just like being broke is a mentality. Seriously, you'll find a way not to have love or be in a relationship. I had a situation where one of my children's mothers, she had a really nice guy. He worked for the post office. He came over and did everything that she wanted to for the graduation. He came by and he did some stuff to the fence. He brought this big old barbecue grill over. He was a good dude. I was like, oh man, I'm happy for you. Right. But she didn't want to be with him because she said when he went to go for visitation, he didn't fight hard enough for his daughter. I'm like, for one, he shouldn't have to fight for his daughter. And for two, I mean, what can you do? He took her to court. You know what I mean? So like I said, listen, and my co-host Champagne, she's hard-headed. You know what I'm saying? No. She goes against everything that I say. I'll be telling her stuff. You don't listen. She hard-headed. All you got to do is listen, and it'll be a lot easier. I'm telling you. Listen, I'm 51 years old. I've dealt with so many different personality types. So I know how to deal with each accordingly. You know what I'm saying? So you should always listen. I don't have no reason to lie to nobody. I'm not on here fronting or whatever. The reason why I could come on this show and on Facebook and all my family and friends is because I'm being my true self on here. I ain't got no reason to front. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on here being vulnerable to everybody. I'll let you know what mistakes that I made. And like I said, a lot of people probably went through the same types of things that I went to. I'm telling my truth and I'm keeping it real. I've always had the ability to have a relationship, but I kept on messing it up myself. You know what I'm saying? But, and that's why I say, listen, man, I'm just so glad that I'm out of the game for real, because it is rough out here. I just keep hearing stories upon stories, horror stories about dating and just trying to find your person. And it's really hard. But the first thing you must do is look into the mirror and make the changes to yourself, because being single is a mentality.
That is an interesting take on being single is a mentality. Yeah. I don't know if I have a rebuttal for it, but I'm just gonna let you live your best life with that one, Chuck. Okay, that's your opening set. You guys say
my weekly rant. That's right.
Amen. I love it. If you are watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe and please hit that notification bell so that you can stay up to date on all the new content we release. So let's get into it. How are you doing today, Chuck? Madison said, not for me. How's your day going, man? What's going on?
My day's going great. I had a nice weekend. I just got, I sat back and just chilled out. And, things have been slow business-wise a little bit, but, we good. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy my time that I have to myself. Seriously, I do, and I just had time to just do things, around the house and, cook some things. And I'm on a new journey. I'm about to start getting back into working out and stuff again. These last couple months, starting a business up and things like that. I'm out of my way. You know what I'm saying? I got off track, and then I got displaced because the AC was down. and now everything is back in order. So it's time to get back on the grind. So it's time to start working out, getting back healthy, and so I can live as long as possible.
Yeah, I love work. I mean, hey, I'm all for working out. I've been getting it up. I found my little cheat code. You know, I'm like, okay, this is what I see. It works. I even signed up for those factor meals that I see all over the television. Have you seen those about the factor home cooked meals? They deliver it to your home and you could just nuke it. It has like your macros and everything, and you just eat it going about your day.
Oh, that's sweet. Because that's half the battle, is just finding out what you want to eat. I'm serious. So if they could just send you the meals and you could be on a meal prep already, man, that's cool. Because half the battle is really prepping your meals and finding out what you want to eat. And
it really is.
You can't eat but baked chicken. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh, right? Because that's really all of it. You be baked chicken and broccoli yourself to death. Because it's not even that hard. This cooking is just, do you have time to meal prep all one day, different meals that you might eat, and then you got to put them in the refrigerator, then you got to restart it and reheat them. I didn't mind meal prepping. I like meal prepping, but I'm a Jamaican out here in the streets, so I don't really have time to stay at home and actually meal prep, right? And then I really have like this kick-ass routine down, and I've been on it. Like I'm in bed 10:30. My mom even made a reference like I was wondering where you were at because I know you like to be in bed. I was like, yes, I do like to be in bed. When I was younger, I remember having like a bedtime, which is like, I'm grown. What I need a bedtime for? And now I'm like, I'm grown. I need a bedtime. I can't be out here with you heathens, but it's so good. So I had my first meal today and it was delicious. Oh my goodness. It was good. So I'm very excited because like you said, meal prepping is a lot of losing weight. People think that you can go and work it all out in the gym and you can go run 20 miles and that's not how you lose weight. It's 80% of you losing weight is what you're putting into your body.
Yes, that's right.
People will sit and be like, I work out 5 days a week, but you also eat cake 5 days a week, and it just don't work like that,
No.
So,
right. Yeah, I done been in that way. Trust me, I done been through it so many times. It's so you got to be disciplined with your food and drink. You got to be consistent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I already know the program. All I got to do is implement it. So, but trust me, I done been up and down all my adult life. Trust me.
Yeah, I remember. I always got off track because I was dealing with some knuckleheads. I'd be over there good, looking good and everything. Be up in the store, everybody like, hey girl, when you gonna come? Let me take you to dinner. It's like, ow, right? And then you start messing with the dude and you just go like, and it just, you gotta put your life back on track. And it's like, so this time someone says I went up to 220. Oh man, yeah.
Dang, Madison, that's big for Madison because he like a medium-sized dude. So for him to go up to 220, shoot, that
it happens to the best of us, Madison. Like life sometimes,
Right.
And life. So other than that, I'm doing pretty great though, man.
That's good. That's good.
What's going on in the news?
Okay, let's get through. We're gonna go through a couple things and then we're gonna get to our topic today. The first thing we're gonna go with, let's see. Let's start with this one right here. Okay, this guy right here. He tested his date by saying that he left his wallet at home. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and read it. Okay. He said, I took this female out to eat about 2 weeks ago and I tested it. We ordered food and had a nice time just talking over food and getting to know each other. I'm not going to front. I was feeling shorty, not just because she was beautiful. Her mindset is what got me. But when we was done eating and asked for the bill, the lady came back with it. I said, damn, I left my wallet at home. You think you can pay for the food and I'll give it the money right back to you when I get home? And the lady just got up and left. And so he went ahead and paid and gave the lady a $10 tip. And the waitress said that you're a smart man. And now remember, I always tell you, you have to, especially when you get older, you have got to test out the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know where it's going to go. And you ain't got time to waste. Like, that's why I say I don't normally open up by spending no whole bunch of money on nobody that I just met. And sometimes I might put you through the test. And I done put probably people through the test that's looking because, like I said, I've like called people in the middle of the night, like, dang, my you know what? My car just broke down. Can you come and get me? You know what I'm saying? I'll give you whatever or whatever. And then if they got an attitude or whatever the case may be, I know man, you ain't, please. This is not what I'm looking for. So sometimes you got to test out the relationship just to see really who you dealing with, because people don't be solid like they say they are. It's easy to say that with lip service, but actions are a completely different level. So I commend this guy because he used kind of the science that I use, you know, and seeing where they at from the beginning. And hey, he found out that she wasn't solid. So I commend the brother.
Chuck, this man is dusty. Let me tell you why. Okay. One, all right, this is his first time going on a date with this woman. He doesn't know this woman, right? He doesn't know this woman. He's going on a date with her. Just like she don't know him.
Well, it doesn't say that.
They are going on a date. Okay. I took this female out to eat 2 weeks ago and I tested her. We ordered our food. We had a nice time just talking and getting to know each other. So if they're getting to know each other, I kind of feel like they don't know each other because they're getting to know each other. So they both have a level of, I don't really know you. You don't really know me. We're just out here on this date to see how things are going on. As an adult man, okay, you guys should be able to lead yourself. So one of the parts of leading yourself is to make sure that your funds is in order. If you invite a woman out on a date and you don't have your wallet, why? Why do you not have your wallet and you invite her out on a date? That shows a lack of preparation. Two, everybody got some type of cell phone today. And what do you have in your cell phone? You have multiple ways to make payments. You have Cash Apps, you have Zelle, you have Venmo, you have all kinds of ways. If for some crazy ass reason, he did have a legitimate reason as to why he left his wallet at home, he could have Cash Apped her. Hey, let me Cash App you 40. This never happens. Let me send that to you. Two, it was for two people. He tipped the waitress $10 and she said, "You're smart, sir. I'm a bartender and I've also been a waitress. There is no way I'm calling a nigga smart who tipped me $10 because I fed two people. His meal was not $10 tip worthy. I guarantee you on that. He made it seem like he did a large, lovely tip. The guy is dusty. All right. And you can't test people that early in the relationship. You don't even know what this person is about. So how are you going to sit here? And then on top of that, you're lying. And my godfather, he always says, if a man will lie about the little things, he going to lie about the big things. I don't care if it's a test or not. You keep playing these tests. This is a game. And you always talking about people be playing games. That's a game. And if she played the same game and she just won because she walked away and didn't have to pay anything. So he's dusty.
Stop playing. Wait a minute. For one, hold on. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, if the relationship is going to be built to last, things happen, man. If he legitimately left his wallet at home, she didn't even see if he did or not. If he was playing, I could see, like, okay, he just said, like, Madison just say, okay, I would have told her I was playing, pay for the date, and then didn't call her. Now, I could see her staying there and paying for it and maybe getting a little upset, like, Dad, why you forget your wallet? Here, I got it, or whatever the case may be. But for you to just get up and leave and just not, you don't even care if we got to wash dishes or whatever, you just left, then you ain't shit. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like, are you just going to he said he would pay her back and she just left? Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
He said, what did he say? He said, I will give you the money back when I get home. So she has to go to his home to get this money.
Regardless, he said he was going to give her the money back.
Exactly,
and she just got up
so, exactly.
But listen,
like, she don't know this man to go to his home.
But listen to what I'm saying. Things happen, man. Like, if you can't get past this little bit of thing where it's a mishap, then who are you? I mean, she don't know if he did it on purpose or not. She just left. So that means right then and there, she's not going to have his back. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of why he did it, she's already showed and exposed herself, and he just fast tracked it because
she
things
doesn't
happen.
know what type of man he is.
No, wait. If he left his wallet, if he accidentally left his wallet, come on.
I left my wallet. Come back. No. Why do you think she knows what type of individual he is?
Listen, that's what I'm saying.
Taking her back to her house to set her up to kill her. You don't know that.
No. For one, like I said, we don't know how many times they went out on a date. He didn't say that was the first time they went out on a date. So we don't know. But all I'm saying is, if something happens, some type of situation happens, and it happens in all relationships, I need to know that you're gonna be solid with me. That's all I'm saying. So
That's the
something
first
like
one.
that, that's nothing. That is nothing.
No. That's
Really?
that's an indicator that you don't have your stuff together. The minimal thing you can do, that is something that is well within your control. If you can't handle something that is well within your control, and on the other side, how can I handle you? How can you handle things with beyond your control? You should have your wallet. That's the basic. The basic thing. Y'all don't even have purses.
You ain't never left the house without your wallet before, Champagne.
Not for a date, no.
I'm saying in general, have you ever left your wallet at home?
Have you ever forget wallets and doesn't keep information on the phone? My mother said, no, the waitress never said she was smart. Not off no $10 tip. You guys are reaching, okay? I know the waitress didn't say that he was smart. He just lied about that one.
But see, this is another example of a single mentality. A lot of times what women do, listen, let me just finish this. A lot of times what women do, you guys probe for any type of weakness in a man. You look for any type of flaws, and therefore you just move on to the next guy because this guy wasn't perfect. This is a single mindset. You can't just throw people away that easy. It's hard to find good people. So something minor like this is you're still on the basic level. This is nothing. You talking about like a $50-$60 meal? Come on, man. That ain't no reason to stop talking to walk away.
She don't know him that
means she was. You know what? I think she was just broke and she couldn't afford it. That's
no, because I would have left too. I absolutely would have left.
Yeah, that's a single mindset.
They could be neighbors or co-workers. You guys are adding more things. If he refers to her as a female, there's no connection there. Do you refer to your wife as a female?
What do you mean?
You wouldn't. You refer to your wife as a woman.
No, that's my wife.
You work with my wife, but you refer to her as a woman. You wouldn't be like, oh, I married this female. I married a woman.
I married my wife.
Men tend to humanize women that they have some type of connection to. Him calling her female, there is no connection to her. Okay, so this whole thing, they could have known each other. Don't add new things. Okay, he tested her about a wallet, and the thing you're saying that she did to him, he did the same thing to her. He used a single mindset and didn't even think, well, that is kind of jacked up for me to kind of just throw her into that, and then I don't know her history of what she's dated before. She may have dated a whole bunch of men who always was trying to, to talk about, I'll pay you back, and they never did. So what you're accusing her of, he did the same thing. It's because of the woman. Nah, man. Madison, you can't be cool as my friend. There is no way. If you let your daughter go out with someone like this, you have failed as a father. Okay, you cannot let your daughter go out with someone like this, because then on top of that, he's talking about come to my house. I'll get you money when I get to my house. Chuck, when like a couple weeks ago, when I just said meet somebody at a hotel, you said this whole thing about no, because they take you back to the hotel, they could get you up into the room. So he get you back to his apartment to pay you back money. He ain't trying to smash you. Like we don't think that far out.
Listen, this ain't got nothing to do with him going back to the house. All I'm saying is, listen, adversity happened, a very small adversity, and she did not pass the test. She got up and left him. That's not a good person to be with. If any, so that means throughout the whole relationship, I'm gonna have to be perfect. If I make any mistakes, she's gonna abandon me. Or if something goes wrong, seriously, I think that was a pretty good test. I like
that was not a good test. He's gonna lose some good women, because there's just as a woman who's of her standard. No, women get played because they would have gave him the money, and then he's like, "Oh, I got me a sucker." Men don't do that to women that they really want to keep. That they really, because they know that she might leave. They don't do that to women that they really want to keep. Okay.
Yes,
and then two, you're not thinking from her point of view. As a woman who goes out with a man that she really don't know, it's about safety. I have to think about my safety all the time. You could be a cool dude, but I can't afford to think that you're anything other than a guy who's gonna get me, because if it goes wrong, it's really gonna go wrong for me. So she did not need him. She could do better. He's dusty. He's a dusty. Which I've gone out with some really good. What if you added more stuff to a Madison? If their neighbors are, where did they say they were neighbors? Quit adding stuff to it.
Anyway, like I said, she failed the test. Let's just say that she failed the test.
She won. Okay. Good job, girl. Next one.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. We agree to disagree on this one. Hold on.
We obviously will on that one.
All right, hold on 1 second. Let's go to. Oops. All right, we're gonna present this here. Hold on. Okay, on a different note. Okay, this guy, his girlfriend had an Instagram. Well, she had an OnlyFans page, and I guess she was making pretty decent money on Instagram. And she refused to share the monies that she earned with the guy, and he ended up killing her. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's on every level. I mean, that ain't cool. Especially they boyfriend and girlfriend. If they was married, like the Joe, what was the name, Joe Johnson situation, and she wasn't sharing, I could see why he would be mad. But if you only boyfriend and girlfriend, you can't, that's her money. So, but the thing is, if she got an Instagram page, OnlyFans page, I mean, come on, man, you gotta leave that alone anyway. That that's community property right there. She's showing herself to everybody. So if you either got to accept her or move on.
That's not the gist of this, though. It's like he accepting her, but he's her pimp. Is what this is sounding like to me.
How's he her pimp if she ain't sharing the money? What you talking about?
Well, I mean, he killed her, so because she didn't share the money. So had she shared the money, she'd still be alive. Presumably, I mean, he probably still will kill her. If it's in you, it's in you. But nah, it looked like a pimp situation. Like she was making money, and he wanted his share. Like these are the dudes you gotta stay away from, ladies. I mean, you definitely gotta stay from, you do OnlyFans. Even men do OnlyFans, so I don't want to make it seem like only women are doing OnlyFans. Men just certain guys don't happen to notice because they don't go on OnlyFans looking for dudes. But there are thousands of men pages on OnlyFans. But this is just, this is a guy. I'm sure there were kind of some signs that he was probably like not a good type of individual for her. But that's truly unfortunate. There's a lot of just evil people in the world. And I don't think you can cut anything different than he's just an evil individual. That's evil stuff that you're doing, because you could always just leave. With all those spells, you can just leave. No one is forcing you to be with her. If you just leave. So that's unfortunate for a young girl. She's pretty too, very pretty.
Yeah, that's a shame. All right, I'm gonna get through that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get to our topic. We were trying to do a 2-topic thing last week, but we got so into the first topic that we weren't able to get into it. So we're gonna go ahead and revisit it this week because we didn't get a chance to get into it last week. Yeah. All right. This is series right here. Okay. Now remember, the 2 most important decisions in your life is what you do for a living and your domestic relationship. And like I said, since I've been a cheater all my life, this kind of hits home because the way I did things did affect my relationships. And when I did cheat, I remember how I felt and how the relationship went afterwards. And like I said, cheating is not a male or female thing. It's a human thing. There are people that are dishonest on both sides. So we can't say one is worse than the other because both sides cheat. You know what I'm saying? So, so this is something that most of us are going to have to deal with in our lifetime. Somebody cheating on us or us cheating on them. I mean, that's just what happens. A lot of times we're not ready to jump into a relationship. So we might go with somebody else or whatever the case may be. Because remember, there's different levels of cheating too. Like really what cheating is some type of dishonesty or breaking some type of an agreement that are made between parties. So that's really what cheating is. So if I come into the relationship and I say, hey, it's just me and you, baby, together, and then I go and, have sex with somebody else or whatever the case may be, or sometimes even entertaining, then that's really actually that's entertaining is also a form of cheating. So yeah. So but the most common cause and what causes most breakups is of course the physical cheating. And I'm gonna just go through this real quick from the beginning. Because I asked a partner of mine, I said, sorry about that. Let me move this out the way. Sorry. Hold on. Sorry about that. Okay. I asked a partner of mine because I put the question out there, and he said, and he said, I said, can a relationship survive cheating? And he put yes. And then I asked him, I'm like, well, I mean, if your girl cheated on you, you would take her back. And the thing, how he replied was very it was very interesting. He's a deep guy. This is my dark skinned twin that I grew up with. So, he had a similar experiences, like as far as with females as I did. He's very experienced. He's been out there, whatever the case may be. Like I said, we was like, we was like on my other flip side, like for real. He was like the dark skinned version of me. That's how I looked at it. But I'm going to show you this letter. I'm going to show you how he responded to this, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Hold on. Let me see something else. Okay. And like I said, this is when I asked him about would he stay with the girl after she cheated on him. All right, here. This is it right here. Okay. And I just copied it onto my computer. Okay. Let me remove this real quick so I can read it. Hold on one second. Okay. He said, here's my take on it. And I've lived through it in my marriage. God rest her soul. Yeah, he was married and his wife did pass away. He was because I was a savage and I was still living as if I hadn't taken vows in front of God and roughly 300 family and friends. I didn't take my marriage seriously until that situation happened. And you know me, it blew my mind. He said, and I guess that's when she cheated. Okay, man, I fought not physically, but spiritually to earn my marriage back. Because if she knew the shit that I already done, boy, oh boy, it made me think differently to this day about dating and marriage. So yes, big dog, it took a lot mentally to stay in the game and even sexually, but she was meant for me. Plus, real talk, I think I felt like I ain't nobody taking nothing from me, period. To add an extra little honesty to the conversation. So when I look back on it, because the man is the thermostat who controls the temperature, I had created an environment that ushered in distinction. I had to swallow my pride and accept that I had created. Like a windshield, it starts with a chip and then a crack. And before you know it, there's multiple crack lines before shattered. So I learned to fix the chip, accept that there is a chip that needs to be fixed. Quit riding around with a cracked glass like it's all sweet. Nobody is perfect. We're all flawed. It's a choice. And that kind of took me aback too, because like I said, I mean, after you do cheat, regardless if the relationship is healed, just like he said about the glass, it will never be the same again after you've cheated. There's always going to be an underlying sense of insecurity or some type of doubt in mind. And some people might, like, if they hear a rumor after you cheated, they might believe it more, or they might question it a little bit more before they can actually, discredit it or whatever the case may be. Things that happen after you cheat in a relationship will never be the same. When I was married, like I said, I got married for the wrong reason, and I cheated throughout my whole marriage, my first marriage. And she ended up cheating at the end too. I mean, and she might have been before, I don't know, but I caught it at the end where she was actually, she actually had, a relationship when I went down to Florida with one of my side chicks. So I did, create an environment as well for which, saying that, I wasn't at home. So she ended up cheating or whatever. Our relationship, I didn't look at her as a sexual object. So I could have forgiven her and moved on because I was cheating the whole time. But but I wouldn't have been happy anyway. But I think in certain circumstances, especially when you have to look in the mirror and know that you've been doing your thing and you might have caused a situation, you can forgive cheating in some form. Now, however, I think that cheating and can it survive cheating is basically if your relationship is based on morals or finance. Personally, I think that sometimes that a woman might take you, and it's happened to me before, when I was down, because I've been up and down, a woman might have liked me because she thought that I was cute, or that I was like her trophy. But since I didn't have anything to bring other than table than sex and looks, if I gave that away, then it wasn't gonna work. But when I was a provider and I provided like many more things in a multi-level things other than just bringing just being cute and sex, then our relationship was based on more than just sex. So when I cheated, they didn't, just like when my ex-wife found out she didn't leave, I was the provider. If she left me, she would have been, she didn't listen, I was making the money. So if she would have left me, it would have hurt herself and her kids. But I'll take care of her and her 3 kids. You know, so it would have put her in a mess situation. So she wasn't gonna leave me flat out like that. It took her it took her years of knowing that I was cheating before she finally had the guts to say, I can't do this no more. You know what I'm saying? Because I was more than just a guy sitting there. I did that. To be honest, that's the only flaw that I had. Other than that, I took her. We went to Canada. We traveled every. You know what I'm saying? I took her kids and everything. I took them in like they was my kids, and we did so many. I was more than just that. So yeah, my cheating episode, you know, or whatever the case may be, did not cause our relationship to end. So yeah, I think it just really depends on where you at with your relationship to how, you know, and this is just one thing, and if it can survive. So you
go. Yes, there's a lot to unpack there. So what my goal today's conversation is to stay focused on the topic at hand today, which is, can marriages or relationships survive after cheating? And I've been a lifelong side guy. Women cheat a lot. I used to see our whole crew mess with a gang of women relationships. You know how guys are. People cheat a lot. I mean, I've seen a whole bunch of women who have been faithful, a whole bunch of guys cheat. It is a people thing. I don't think it's more than the other. I think you might pay more attention to it if you're one or the other, but everybody, all genders cheat. It's just a human thing that happens sometimes. Sometimes, but there's a reason why people cheat. They're missing something from the relationship. They're not really with the person they really want to be with. They're bored. They're undisciplined. Like, people cheat for a plethora of reasons. But I do believe that you can definitely repair your relationship after cheating. I don't think that cheating is the be all end all, but I believe that in order to move on after cheating, that a couple things has to be in place. One, I think you have to genuinely like the individual that you're with. Like, this is someone you actually like being with. You know, you enjoy this person. If you guys were never to have sex again, you could still be with this person because you really genuinely like this person. I think your communication skills have to be on par. You know, why did you cheat? What was the reason for cheating? You know, can we get down to what's the nitty gritty of it? Is it something that you really feel like, hey, you know, it was a one-time thing, or are you going to be a repeat offender? And then you also have to be able to forgive and truly forget. Because if you can't forgive and truly forget the cheating, or at least, you know, push it out your mind, it's going to be hard for you to get past it. Because every single time they're on their phone too long, every single time, you know, they're sneaking, if they're planning you a birthday party, if you know, there's some type of weird withdrawal out your bank account, you will believe that this individual might be cheating on you. So, but then it also depends on what are your moral stands as an individual. There are some women out there and some men out there who's like, nah, you cheat on me once, we're done. Like, there is no conversation. It's not a reason for a divorce. Some people really feel like it is. I really think it depends on what your moral stands, what your beliefs are, whether or not you accept it. And then once you do accept it, what are the things in place that you need to really work on in order for you to get it? But for me, I couldn't really do it with a cheater at this point. I don't think that there's, unless it's something I did that was really egregious, I couldn't really forgive someone for cheating. Not at this age.
I see.
Okay. Could you forgive somebody for cheating?
Yeah, for me, this is the thing.
Yeah, Mass, and we on the same page by that one. It's
right.
It's done deal.
For me, so this is the thing. For me, if I'm 100% into the relationship and I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing, I'm playing my position as a man. I'm being faithful. I'm doing everything that I can to make you happy, and you still end up cheating, then there's nothing else that I can do for you. You know what I'm saying? The relationship is over. Now, like what, you know, my boy Thomas has said before, when we read it, when there's, you know, when you know you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing, and then it happens, then you know. And remember, you lose somebody how you get them. A lot of times when people get into relationships, they might get into it knowing that they got some. They might get them when they in a relationship or they're at the end of another relationship, and you start dating them, and they know that, and don't without realizing they're gonna do this. That's how they deal with relationships. That's how they end it. So you know what type of person that you're dealing with. If they will a relationship and start something new, they end something else, then they're gonna do the same thing to you. They're just cheaters. It's a behavior thing. People like I told you about things being a mentality. Cheating is a mentality too. Like you might have somebody, like I said, and they might be a perfect person, but if I have a heavy appetite for sex and I want it, and only thing that you cannot give someone, no matter how faithful and loyal that you are, you cannot give them something new. They're used to you. So that's the only thing that some of these hoes and these people on the streets provide is something new. That's something different. You know what I'm saying? And as a person, you got to have some discipline. Like, I mean, you know, you got to be able to turn that down, you know, because it's always, sex is it's too easy now. Like it really is. You don't even have to work for it anymore. It's so easy to get into the cheating game. People will be in your ear. They're going to test out your relationship. So, and for me, like, and I'm gonna just give you a couple examples of when I cheated and how things, and see if you guys can relate to this. Now, a lot of times there's a lot of ego involved in when it comes to somebody getting cheated on. Now, for the females that I have cheated on, which I've cheated on probably all of them, okay, but they were madder if I cheated down. Like if I cheated somebody that was ugly or somebody that they thought they was cuter than, they lost respect for me. But if I cheated on them with somebody that looked much better than them, that might be better places than life or whatever, they actually tried to level up and prove themselves so they could compete with the lady that I was cheating with. You see what I'm saying? They actually felt it was their fault for them not looking or doing as good as the one that I was cheating with. Was the reason why I cheated was because they weren't leveling up to what the lady is. I'm telling you, there was some lady. I ain't gonna put her on blast, but I did some movies, and you know, we ended up like, you know, by default, we did spend some time with each other. We ended up, you know, being a little bit more serious than what it should have been. But she seen me cheat with a whole bunch of my actresses. Okay.
Dang,
actresses looked nice. They looked a lot better than she did. And she didn't go nowhere. She just got mad and tried to run them off. You know what I'm saying? But she knew she wasn't that sexually attractive to me. So she didn't go nowhere.
And you know what? And that's the one I tell you about is it depends on that person, right? So you have some people who don't stand for cheating. And there are some people who, if they felt better about themselves, they probably wouldn't stand for cheating either. But because they believe that that's the best that they're going to get, they continue to go for that cheating. And it's such a shame because it's the gaslighting. Like, you don't have to go. You don't have to cheat. No man has ever died for not getting his rocks off. No woman has never died from getting her rocks off, okay? So you know it's a completely selfish mentality. But because of how they feel about themselves, they think it's them. They think if I was just prettier, you wouldn't cheat. But if there's anything that I've learned, men can have the baddest wife, the baddest chick, the best chick, the hottest wife, and they will still step down and try and knock down whatever, okay? It has nothing to do with you. I don't care. Unless it's something whereas, you know, I've heard some relationships where people haven't slept with each other for a year. Then it's like, somebody's probably going to cheat in this scenario if y'all not on the same page, you know? But it does, no matter how you look, a guy will cheat on you. So a woman will cheat on you. It has nothing to do with what you're doing. There are some people who are just whores, okay? They're just whores. They want to get their rocks off, all right? And it's such a total shame. I wouldn't take that from her if I was you. If I was her, I wouldn't take it from you, Chuck. Poor girl. I would have been in her ear like, you don't need that, nigga. Get out of here, girl. Come on, we can hit the gym. We can buy some makeup. We can get you somebody new, baby. Support it.
But yeah, like I said, she turned out to be a rotten human being anyway. So,
how was she rotten? What'd she do?
Oh man, look, after she ended up getting into a relationship, right? Soon as she got into her new relationship, she tried to sabotage everything that I ever did. Like she tried to keep my lenses. You know what I'm saying? She when I oh, that's funny. She tried to keep my lenses. She was, when I got into a new relationship, she was calling a new person that I was with, trying to sabotage it. I'm like, you gotta do. Why are you still messing with my relationship? It was like her whole thing was revenge. I was not going to be happy by any means. She was going to make sure of that. And then she was rotten. Trust me. That was man. Look, man, I was so glad to get away from her. I'm telling you.
Oh, I mean, like
I said, and the thing is, we were not officially in a relationship. It just ended up we getting a lot closer. Huh? Yeah, exactly. She was like my little prodigy. You know what I'm saying? I taught her how to edit. You know, I taught her about cameras.
She's over here falling in love with you and everything, just hanging on your every word.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it ended up happening like that. So she felt as though, you know, that I was cheating in a way, whatever. But I really wasn't cheating. You know, honestly.
You probably made her feel like y'all was together. Did you ever tell her, no, we not together? I don't want to be with you.
I told her that many times, but remember,
never mind, she tripping.
But remember, I was sending out mixed signals because I was kicking it with her all the time. We were traveling, we were doing a lot of different things. So,
y'all was traveling together.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, we were traveling. I mean, because remember, I was filming, so I had to go out and you know, get different things and do different projects, and so that's kind of how I fell into. I think, you know, I really did not. I told her plenty of times, like, look, we ain't together, man. Stay out, stop going through my phone and all that other stuff. But she continued to do it, and you know, and then eventually, like I said, you know, that's just what happened. Look, I wasn't ready to settle down one person at that time anyway. So
yeah,
you know, she knew what type of dude she knew who she was messing with at that time. You know what I mean?
I think she probably felt like, well, if I really did X, Y, and Z, then you'll start digging me like this, and maybe you'll pick me. That's what a lot of ladies, they work from that. I won't say a lot, but there are people who work from that area of, well, maybe, you know, I know, like, I'm really, really interested in him, but I know he's kind of interested in me because he's doing X, Y, and Z. Maybe if I would do X, Y, and Z, he'll want to be with me, and we'll sit in there and we'll just hang on to that, and it's bad. But you know, I find that is a self-esteem situation. Because has she had herself together, or has she felt better about herself? As soon as she started seeing that you wasn't trying to move the way that she, you know, was trying to move, it would have been like, oh, okay, well, we'll just be friends. Thanks, Chuck. I appreciate it. But and then it also leads up to, those are the type of women who will let men cheat on them. They'll let them cheat, and then the relationship will definitely survive the cheating because they want the man really badly. So it'll survive it. But, you know, she's digging at herself at this point. You know, she's not feeling too good about herself. She's feeling like always sad, and like she can't go anywhere, and you keep playing with her feelings and playing with her emotions. But it's like, he's cheating on you. He's showing you that he don't want you. So it's a complex situation. I've been in those situations before. So I empathize with old girl that you played to the left, Chuck.
Whatever.
Poor lady. She was nice too until you started fucking with her. That's why she started holding your lenses.
I never got them back.
Yeah. Oh shoot! But so could you, if a woman cheated on you, do you think the relationship could survive?
Like I said, it depends on how invested I am morally into the relationship.
You're very invested into it.
Yeah, if I'm very invested, just like now, like, you know, I'm in my relationship, you know, I'm committed 100% and all that. If there was like a cheating situation, then yeah, I don't think that it wouldn't work. Yeah, I couldn't. No, I'd have to move on because, like I said, I'm 100% invested, and no, I just couldn't. I couldn't continue to be in. I would just look at, because you're not the person that you represented. You know what I'm saying? because I'm looking at you as being a sweet, loving, committed person. And then if you cheat on me or whatever the case may be, then you're not going to be that same person. And I've seen people that have stayed after they found out the person was cheating, and the anger just kept coming out little by little. There was an internal anger that they had because they were hurt and they didn't want that person to leave, but at the same time, they had to cope with what they had done.
Yeah.
So, it's not really that simple. And like I said, the way these relationships are built these days, like back in the day, cheating was definitely not a death sentence for the marriage. It was like almost, it was almost, no, this is the thing. Since we don't really have a community of successful relationships, these relationships aren't built the same way. You cannot go to counsel for somebody that's been married for a lot of years that might have went through the same situation and had overcome the difficulty and resolved it. So who do we go to if our person cheats on us? We go to somebody else that might be single or that might be bitter themselves, and they're going to give you messed up information anyway. They're going to automatically tell you to run because that's what the common thing is anyway. Like I told you, when people run when they face adversity, then you're not the person for me. I don't know what's going to happen from day to day in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not out here, doing dumb stuff, but at any given time, you don't know what might happen. And like I said, you don't get too many chances at this. Don't run the angel away that God has sent to you to help you. You know what I'm saying? People do things happen, man. That's life. Life is filled with a lot of tragedies, death, health situations. So we got to be built more to last because you never know when something might happen. And you got to have your person there to help you get through it. It's always better to do that, than to handle everything by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because life is just too short, man. And I think everybody deserves to at least have, their person for them, to help get through, a lot of these things.
Yeah, life is, you make a great point. Life is very short, right? But it's so short that I don't think you should having to spend half of your relationship with somebody and it's heartache. Like, you be with somebody for 20 years and then the 26th year, they finally decide to get it together and you pass away. And it's like, fuck, I had to be in strife because this person could not get it together, but I chose to work through it. And, our ancestors, our elder ones, at least mine, I can't talk to other people, but I look at some of the people in my family who stayed together, and I don't think they should have stayed together. I don't think they should have stayed together at all. Because not only your kids are seeing your dysfunction, your kids are seeing you call someone these names, all because this was not the person you wanted to be with, but you fucked up. You got married and you stayed with them, and you're just like, I got somebody. And then there's times where you could feel like you're in a relationship and you're by yourself. There's, I've heard men say this, I've heard women say this. You're in a relationship and it's almost like you're single anyway, but you just have a body. I think people think too hard that you're not going to get another chance of love. I don't say that in ways of meaning that, hey, you should just throw away any type of chance because there's always more. But, you know what feels right. Everybody knows what feels right. And it might take them a little second to determine what feels right in your core. And we're not talking about like superficial stuff, right? He's cute. There's money. She's fine. She got a fat ass. But what's your core being and what feels good to your core. But people are so afraid of being by themselves or being alone that they're willing to accept treatment just to say that they got somebody, and they age quicker. You've seen people, I've seen people who's been in relationships for years and they look horrible because they're not with the person that they need to be with. They're with somebody for the sake of wanting to have someone by their side, but they're probably going to die a little quicker because this person is draining the life out of them. I like the way we're going in the world today where it comes to relationships. I do like your point, though, where you say keep it simple. There are things that you should keep it simple. But what I feel is keeping it simple is, for instance, okay, you don't like the way somebody's hair is cut. You think it's dumb. It's thinking stupid. You want to be with this person, but just the way they cut their hair just annoys you. You can fix that. That's superficial, right? But if you meet this person and they're sitting here testing you all the damn time, they're testing you. Who wants to be in a relationship with someone who's testing you all the damn time? You should be with somebody who wants to see you win, and they should encourage that winning, not try to set you in situations where they expect you to fail and they're like pleasantly surprised that you didn't. So I think that people should look at more of finding out who they are and take a little bit longer. And it's okay to be a little picky. It's okay. Get out your circle. That's how we pick the wrong people for the sake of just trying to be in a relationship, just to be in a relationship. That's how we say things with cheaters who don't need to be in relationships, but because we want to be in a relationship so bad, we want to try to make it work with cheaters. And sometimes those cheaters, they don't want to make it work. That's their way of saying, hey, I want to get out this relationship, but I don't feel like doing the work.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. So if you find a guy, maybe the guy of your dreams, okay, mm-hmm. you guys are together, and everything about this guy is good, right? But he cheated on you one time. Is that forgivable for you?
I need to know why he cheated. Did he cheat because we haven't had sex in 2 years, and I understand that's his love signal, but in the same token, it's like if you feel like cheating, then we need to have that conversation. So if he came to me, he had that conversation with me, I ignored him. He warned me, I ignored him, and then that was like a consequence. I could work through something like that because I was obstinate. I didn't listen to him when he needed me. And now, I'm in this situation of I've reaped what I sowed. I could work through that. We'd have to go through counseling. It'd be hard, but I could work through that because I was culpable in that as well. But if he's cheating on me just because it's my period, we just had sex like a week ago, it is a no, because I know that when I'm down, I can't rely on this man. I don't think cheating is not an accident, and you have to be careful because one, if you date cheaters and you don't leave them, sometimes that emboldens them to keep doing it because they're like, she won't make it work with me. She ain't going nowhere. Or, he loved me. He trying to make the marriage work. He ain't going nowhere. So now you got somebody who's going to cheat on you and do it continuously because they know that you want to make it work. They're going to take your kindness for weakness. And then two, cheating is a choice. You do not accidentally cheat. In order for you to cheat, you have to be alone with this individual. You have to find time to be alone with this individual. You have to figure out that you're attractive, is sexually attracted to this individual. So that means you guys are having a lot of conversations that's starting to veer off a little bit left. You're actually pouring time into this individual that you're cheating with. So cheating is a whole entire choice. It's very few times where I would accept cheating because I'm okay with just being alone. Like, I'm okay with it. I don't think you should have to be cheated on in order to say that you have a partner. I wouldn't say that for a man. I wouldn't say that for a woman. Cheaters they're gluttonous. They're gluttonous. Even when it's a mistake, again, you have to find your way into that situation as a cheater. If I have a man, and even if I have a male best friend, we're really cool and everything. He's in town. We do lunch. Hey, you want to stop by the hotel to have drinks? Even though if I know 20 times that I have gone, nothing has ever happened, it's going to be like, nah, I'm not even going to put myself in that situation, just for the sheer fact because I have a man. And you never know who might see you. It's not even the fact that I don't trust me or I don't trust him, but you don't know who might see you out there. There might be a hating ass chick who wants your man. So she's, she see what's going on. And it's like in that situation, you have to make better choices. You alcohol's included. You might get too lit one day and this might be the one time y'all both slip up. So no, cheating is absolutely a choice. And to forgive a cheater, you have to be very careful. It could be a very slippery slope because here's the thing. If they cheat on you again, then you look like Boo Boo the Food because you gave this person an additional opportunity to get it together. And they decided not to.
Right. That's true. And I also think too, and like I said, as me being a former cheater, some of the things that you have to do is you got to stay away from the same circumstances that you were in. Don't don't start entertaining things that, that could trigger, old flames and things like that. Don't find yourself in certain circumstances that can cause you that. Now, some people, like I said, some people might, they might drink and go out and stuff like that. If that was something that you like to do, stop doing it. I mean, because the thing that I found out too, like hanging around other single people, which I don't really do as much as I did, the whole circumstance is completely different. The conversation is so much different, man. They looking at every girl's behind. They trying to holler at people and stuff like that. And the conversation is different. Like, oh man, yeah, this chick, man, it was fire and this and that. I mean, that's the type of thing we want to stay away from. If you want to stop being a cheater. Because it's so easy to do, because it's a behavior, man. Like, people, they throw it at you all the time, and all you got to do is just entertain it just for a little bit, and you can find yourself right back in that same situation. So for me, going through it before and just seeing the damage that I caused, that I couldn't do it, and I'm not going to accept it either. So stay, so hey, I'm not playing that, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't out here. I'm providing a great life and all that and everything, and we're doing things. So if you feel like you got to step out, then it's not happening. It's over. You know what I'm saying? I'm not playing that game. Not anymore.
Not anymore. And there are some people who after this, they're going to want to make it. And they're going to want to make it work. And I don't look down upon people who are married and there's some fidelity going on and they want to make it work. Because some of you guys have really found your persons. And you know what? Sometimes ish happens. And this is somebody you really want to make it work with. So I get it. Some of you guys will. And I give it up to people who kind of want to make it work. I sometimes have issues with people who spin the block. Brings me to Shanti and Nelly, who we should have probably talked about today's news. Shanti and Nelly in that scenario. But that, spinning the block and, someone who's cheated on you, should you make it work? And you have to do the work. That's the only way that you're going to get through someone cheating. I know some couples who actually made it work after the cheating, and two different couples. One couple haven't had issues since, but they had to do the work. They had to go to counseling. There were the conversations, the triggers, the understanding, and they both are like in a way better place, and they feel so much stronger. So some people can do it and they can come back, and I believe that's what people who really, they really love each other. They really enjoy the person that they're with. Someone else who I know, they were been married, and their spouse cheated on them once, and they forgave them, and then they cheated on them again, and then they forgave them, and then they cheated on them again. They have a child, and it's like this person they don't care. Like, you ever watch Love and Hip Hop?
Yeah.
Kirk Frost and Rashida.
Yeah, he had a baby on
prime example, man. Prime example of somebody who just keeps playing in your motherfucking face. And Scrappy even said this to Bam. He was like, I know one thing, and he was talking about Rashida, that no matter what this dude do, she's gonna stay right by his side. And that is not a compliment. All right. He just basically said this man keeps playing in your face, and as long as he has the ability to do whatever it is you want to do, you're gonna stay right there. You're gonna look dumb. You got to know your person. You got to know your person. You have to know your threshold. Don't let people play in your face. And you have to have self-worth. You have to have self-worth about yourself. Cheaters, they know people who don't have really high self-esteem about themselves, and they'll continue to try to push those envelopes. So you got to be careful if you want to take back a cheater. You got to understand, what are you willing to do, and what does that look like for you when you're trying to mend your relationship?
Right. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And like I said, I mean, it's just, man, to make I guess our show, but to make a long story short, yes, relationships can survive cheating, and it also depends on, the
variety
depth
of
the relationship. Right. So yeah, I think relationships can survive cheating, but I wouldn't bet on it though. I mean, you just never know. It'll never be the same again once you cross that road. But make sure y'all be careful. You got anything else to say before we get up out of here?
Go check out my Instagram page, Get Rich or Cry Trying. I have a video that's gone viral. I got over 9,000 views on it. 9,000? No, I got over 60,000 views, but I got 9,000 hearts. So
nice.
Go follow me. Thank you. Get Rich or Cry Trying on Instagram. Follow me. Go have some
make
laughs.
Sure y'all go support. Okay, nice. Okay, y'all. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, we're gonna keep bringing y'all the different topics every week. And like I said, we always need your input on certain things that if you want us to talk about it, we can talk about it, and we can try to get through this together. Because like I said, life is just too short, man. And we just got to try to be the best person that we can be. And if you are trying to find your person, make sure you make the necessary changes so that you can receive that person and there's no issues going on. But we will see you guys next week, same place, same time. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Peace.
Peace. Bye.